Oh, good morning, folks. It's very early in the morning. It's like 3 something and it's getting cold. So I'm going to use one of these hot hands body warmers. I used one on the first night, or no, actually it was last night, and they really do work a treat. They do make all the difference. And bear in mind, I am using a summer sleeping bag. I do recommend these actually. I'll put a link in the description. I'm not just saying that, it did make all the difference. So I'm going to see how this one goes for tonight, and I'll report back to you. Well, I'm just making some food before it starts raining. It's going to rain any minute, so I thought I'd better get the food on. And I'm going to have a coffee. Unfortunately, it's not my coffee bags, because I've got to bring them. But I did stop at that shop and it had some Nescafe Gold Blend, so I'm going to have this instant coffee. And I'm going to have this something to eat. Link in the description for this if you're interested. They are really nice. And I've just got some water on the boil here. Hopefully I can get it done before it starts hammering it down with rain. So I've had my food and I've had my coffee, but it's supposed to be raining. It's now 7, just gone 7, and it's supposed to be raining to 11 o'clock. So I'm thinking about just staying in here to 11, then taking the tent down. It's like, what's the point in walking in this rain? I'm in no rush. Well, I kind of am. I've got to get to the end of the bus. I mean, if I don't complete the trail, it's no big deal. I can come back and do it, but because I have to be back at a certain time. But I don't want to be. I want to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm going out in this, it's like it's quite windy out as well. It's like I'm not really going to see anything. I might even go to the island today. I'm thinking of going to Gaia. I mean, I don't know. There is a shop in Gaia, but there isn't on this side, as I've said before. So I'm not too sure whether to go over there. I mean, we'll see. If there is a Tearoom's at the ferry port, but it said it was closed today, so I might have to go over to Gaia. But that's only because I want a soft drink. Seems a bit lame, but yeah, I do like, rather than drinking river water all the time, I like some flavour in my drink. I've got enough food to get me to the next place. I've got me enough food to get all the way to Campbelltown, I think, actually. So look, my summer sleeping bag, and as you saw at the start of this video, I'm using my hot pads to stay warm. I've got thermals on, I've got enough warm clothes with me. So even though it's, what, late October now, in Scotland, on a windy day, I'm not cold at all. In fact, it's quite mild at the moment, but that's normal for this time of year. Kintyre has a mild climate because I'm right by the sea, which comes up from the currents bring up warm water from the tropics. Not only that, the sea's warmed up over the summer, had all summer to warm. It's cooling down now, but it's still warm, so it keeps the nighttime temperature fairly warm. Not too much different from the daytime temperature. Okay, so that's the only wet patch. By the way, that is actually happened, I think, when I walked the West Island Way with a friend. We stayed at a campsite. Like, I wouldn't normally stay at the campsite, but my friend wanted somewhere to shower and everything. So anyway, it had a mouse problem, and the mouse gnawed its way through my tent, and that's the patch to cover up where the mouse ate through my tent to get to food inside the tent. That was at Glencoe, the campsite at the Glencoe ski resort. Oh, I don't know how this is coming out, folks, but this is probably the best view I've done of my Jack Wolfskin tent, apart from my ugly mug. Yeah, as you can see, it's like there's not much, you can't really sit up in it. It's
You do get used to it though, and because it's low profile, it's good in the wind. It's a fairly cheap tent and it's seriously waterproof. And I said, good in the wind. I've had it on the Isle of Run in a gale force wind warning, facing the sea, so it's definitely a good tent, and it's good. It's 1.7 kilos in weight. I feel really happy hiking in winter with it as well. It's, even though it's like a free season tent, it's I don't really like hiking with winter tents anymore. They're too bulky, too heavy. Winter tents are all right for one day camping, but when you're doing a long distance hike, you want a lightish tent. And you tend to camp in areas when you're long distance trail camping in more sheltered spots if you can, not necessarily right on tops of the mountains. If you're doing one day hikes, you want to camp somewhere epic, yeah, in a good tent for that, but it's going to be heavier obviously. This is yeah, I do like this tent a lot. Obviously I've been using this tent for years and years. Gone through, this is probably my 4th Jack Wolfskin Gossamer tent. Still raining. It's 8:51 now. Let's have a look outside. Yeah, not too great. Get wet. I'll have to shut that door. Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out, I think. So I couldn't do any speaking back at the tent, it was way too windy. The actual sea defence here is blocking the wind hitting me, because the wind seems to be coming from inland on this point. So I'm probably going to only be able to speak when there's wind breaks. Otherwise I just have to put in some sounds of nature or music or whatever when it's windy. Hopefully it's not windy too much. So I've decided I'm not going to go to the Isle of Gaia. One, the weather's not too great and it is windy, believe it or not. Like I said, it'd be behind a windbreak, or sea defence I should say. I'm going to carry on. I'm a bit, I hate to say it, I'm a bit behind schedule, but I don't want this to be like a timetable. You know, I'm supposed to be enjoying it, so if I don't finish it in time for the bus, so be it. I just want to enjoy it. It's the hiking that I do it for, not in a rush to get to the end. You know, I enjoy being outdoors. I don't. It's like, why be in a rush to get to the end of the hike? But unfortunately, yeah, I am on a timer because public transport, and I can only afford so many days away. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just take it as long as it took. But yeah, I've got 10 days, so maybe I'll get to the end. I should get to the end. I still should be able to do it at a chilled out pace. Seriously, I thought I was at the midway section of this beach walk, but it's quite a way in the distance still. I probably should have carried on walking yesterday, because when I put the tent up early, of course the rain stopped. Then from the morning till like 11 o'clock it's just rain non-stop, and it's just drizzling at the moment, but it's been heavy rain till 11 o'clock. Should have carried on walking yesterday. Another river crossing, I didn't film it. That's why I just crossed, it wasn't that deep. Hopefully I'm on the right side. I'll have to cross over again. So I just had a beef jerky and a bottle of oats, protein flapjack. I'll put a link in the description for these. These are really nice actually, and these are this is really nice actually as well. So yeah, I recommend those. Got a wee river crossing here. And another river crossing. It's river crossing. Hopefully this is not sinking sand. Check this bridge out. Oh, is it slippy? Oh. I've got a tripod in my hand, by the way. I hope that's not slippy. Oh. And one person waiting for the ferry. And the day I get here is Monday, and it's closed on Monday. The only day it's closed is Monday. So I got a phone box. Out of service, and they're thinking about removing it apparently. And the post office is closed. Oh well. Closed. There's a petrol station here. I guess they're like self-service. Looks like there was a cafe here at some point, but it's closed down now. So there's some very old looking public toilets here as well. Don't know if they're open, they don't really open. And there's a phone box that's missing its windows. And I guess this is the village hall. Well, these ruins are quite interesting, these church ruins, because the Kintyre Way goes past it, and it avoids it to avoid this busy road. So it just avoids it, so you've got to go up a little bit off trail, the official trail, to come to this. But I think it's worth it. So let's take a look at the church ruins, shall we? standard. Definitely well worth a visit.
Church ruin, really, if you're doing the Kintyre Way.
So this part of the track looks like it's all forest track, all the way basically. So it's the track's going to be pretty good quality, I think. But from that ferry point, it's 23 kilometres to the next village, which I ain't going to do tonight. Tomorrow it's supposed to be heavy rain early in the morning, pretty much the whole day to like 4 o'clock in the evening or 5 o'clock in the evening. Starting to feel like it's going to rain again. Now I took my rain clothes off. When it goes like it's going to absolutely hammer it down, then maybe it's going to hammer it down. Well, wind's picking up here, getting a bit higher up. I am now 182 metres above sea level. Hope it's not windy tomorrow, because like I said, it's going to be a lot of rain, and I'm really hoping the wind dies down for that. I'm hoping it's not strong rain. I want to try and get as much of this section done today. I might even end up walking in the dark a bit. Truck come in, first one I've seen on hike. Not sure what that island's called behind me. It's next to Gaia. I'm sure someone will know what it is. Let me know in the comments, folks. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the hike. Tell you what, this place has got a really, really eerie feel to it. I've been to loads of moorland all over Britain, but this is really, really got a spooky feel to it. I think if you're ever going to see Bigfoot or Yeti or Hellhound, I think this is the place you're going to see it. So, as I spent half the day in the rain today, so about, what was it, almost 12 o'clock, I've decided I'm going to carry on walking in the night, and most of today's walk is going to be through forest anyway, and I think video wise it's going to look much more atmospheric with the light and stuff walking through a forest than in daytime. It's just boring, like you know, you see forests on loads of videos, it's just, you know, like a commercial forest. There is a wind farm I'm going through in a bit by the looks of it, but I'm just going to carry on walking in the night, and then maybe when I find somewhere at some point I put my tent up. I've got my eye on a picnic area, which is quite a bit of a walk from here, but like I said, I've got my batteries in my head torch are okay, I've got a light on my camera, I've got lights on my phone, so I've got lights to put in the back of my bag, because this is a commercial foresting road, just in case there's any lorries at night time, so I put the lights on my back so they can see me. Weather's not that bad actually, not now. What? I'm stopping for a rest. I've just done some filtering already. did just over 1.5 litres of water. I've got about 1/4 of a litre left of iron brew, my treat. That's it. And some filtered water. Right, I'm going to have a rest. I've just had a protein bar, by the way, and I'm just going to have some beef jerky. Have a bit of a rest. Well, I found a place to camp just after the road section, and then there's a forest walk after this to the next village. It's supposed to be hammering down in the night, as I said. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to make some food and make some tea and chill out in the tent. There's a full moon, by the way, coming up over the trees. It's absolutely stunning. And it's a clear night, so I'm thinking about getting a star lapse. Right, I'm boiling some water now. Right, I'm boiling some water now for my Expedition Foods chicken, rice with vegetables. Expedition Foods, link in the description, and I'm having a green tea. And then I'm going to sleep.